Hi guys, it's Jala here, and before we get started with anything, I just have to say I'm so happy we have 20 subscribers. I know it might not seem like that big of a deal, but for me it is, because that tells me that 20 of you guys are actually interested in the content I'm creating, and I just think that's amazing. You guys are amazing. Anyway, today we are going to be drawing Marty McFly from Back to the Future. I love the Back to the Future series. I think those movies are so cool. But before we get started, please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to receive notifications down below. So I drew Marty twice in two different positions. One where he's just standing up, and then the next one I'll talk about it is just him on a skateboard. I'll just talk about it when I'm drawing it there. But one thing that is definitely evident was he was wearing a lot of layers. And I'm pretty sure this movie was filmed in the 90s, and I know for a fact that in the 80s and 90s, layers were a big deal. Like, he's wearing a t-shirt, and then a button-up, and then a jean jacket, and like this life vest kind of puffer thing on top of the jean jacket. So from the point of a drawer, that was a little bit difficult to make sure I got all the details correct. Um, but, and like when I drew it, it was kind of a mess because there were so many pencil lines. But after I sketched it, I kind of went over it another time just to make sure I understood everything. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I think all the different layers kind of added to the cool character look it gave. Also, just look at this. On the left is when I draw hands, and on the right is when I draw hands with a reference. I just think it's a really big difference. As you can see, when I'm drawing hands just from the top of my head, they do not look good. But on the second Marty I'm drawing, I'm using a reference for his hands, and they look so much better. That is why I should just always use references. Hands are something that is definitely really hard. I should get better at drawing hands. Also, this position that he was in on the skateboard, I used a reference for that as well because I know nothing about skateboards or skateboarding, so I had to have some sort of reference to help me figure out what on earth I'm doing. And the thing is, I know I won't be able to draw the Michael J. Fox and make it look like him, so I wasn't going necessarily for that kind of look so that it looked like Michael J. Fox. I was going for a look where it looked like Marty, the character he played. You know, Marty is kind of rebellious, and as you can see, like some of his hair sticks up, and I feel like it gives that kind of rebellious vibe as well. And I was trying to get the character, if that makes sense, not necessarily the actor who plays the character. Alright, and I'm already on to the line art. As you can see, once I do the line art, it looks so much clearer because there was just a lot of pencil lines. The sketching definitely took me a while. I really wanted to get the outfit correct and just making sure I got all the layers right and everything. Also, on that button-up shirt that he has, it's got like this plaid pattern, so I had to go back in and add that with the liner when I was done coloring everything. And it did take a little bit, but I'm really happy with the results. Okay, so I already started coloring. I'm using the fabulous OHUHU markers because I really wanted to get nice saturated tones, and you can always count on OHUHUs for that. So for his hair, I'm just using this potato brown color, and I make it slightly darker at the root part as well as behind the ears, just to give it a little bit of realism, even though it looks really cartoony, I know. And now onto the life vest puffer jacket sort of thingy. I remember in the movie they make fun of him because they're like, oh, he thinks he's gonna drown, he needs a life vest. But I guess at that time, like in the 90s, it was kind of a fashion statement. I don't really see how that could be a thing, but okay, I mean, if it was in the movie, then I guess I'll draw it. It was really fun to draw though because I had to like draw all the bumps. It wasn't like a normal jacket because it's puffy. Also, I shaded under each bump just to give it a more 3D kind of look. And yeah, it wasn't too hard to draw. It was really simple. It was just a matter of getting like the number of bumps and the proportion of the bumps right. Also, I used that same dark red to color the shirt under the button-up, and I think it looks good. Now moving on to the jean jacket. I used this dark blue for the jean jacket, And then for his actual jeans, I'm going to use a light blue, and I'm going to shade with this same dark blue that I'm using for the jean jacket. I was a little bit worried that if I shaded with that same color, it would be too close, because as you can see, the jean jacket is touching his jeans, but it ended up working out okay. It wasn't too similar of a tone. I ended up blending out the dark blue with the light blue, so it looked okay. Like it wasn't like the colors were connecting to each other and you couldn't tell where it started and where it ended. And now I'm moving on to the jeans. I'm really happy with the way the jeans turned out. I kind of like how like the jean jacket is dark and so is like the red, and the light jeans just go nicely with it. Um, the thing is, I'm not that used to drawing guys as I am to drawing girls. That's why I kind of draw girls more often than I draw guys, because I draw them better. But I like to practice guys every now and then. And when I like a movie or an actor or something like that, and I feel inspired to draw one of them, it helps. Like this case, where I really wanted to draw Marty from Back to the Future. Um, Also, I've seen all three of the Back to the Future movies, and I think out of all of them, the first one's probably my favorite. I feel like that's always the case for a lot of them. The original is probably the best in most things. I'd say my second favorite is probably the third movie, and I don't know why, but I just like the second movie the least. But I think the third one, where they're cowboys, that's pretty cool too. Oh, so it looks like here I'm doing these. See, the cuffs of his jacket are really weird because they're like this brown thing with this spot print. And it's not even the same print on his actual button-up shirt. His button-up shirt is a plaid print. So, I don't know, it's just a mix of a lot of different, what's the word? It's just a mix of a lot of different textures with the jean jacket and the puffy kind of vest, and then his button-up shirt. It's a mix of a lot of different things, and I can't imagine someone ever wearing this, but for the sake of drawing someone, I guess it is kind of fun, and it makes the character look more interesting when they have a more detailed outfit, I think. So that's cool. And it can help me practice different folds, I guess, with different kinds of materials. Oh, another thing that, well, like, I guess a plus to drawing boys is I don't really have to shade rosy cheeks for them. And one of the things when I draw girls is I'm always nervous about the rosy cheeks because I want to get them just right. But when I'm drawing a guy, I don't have to worry that much. So, thankful for that. See, okay, on this Marty McFly, I don't know if you guys can see, but on his mouth there's this little smudge. And I don't know how that happened. I'm pretty sure it's not from the liner, because the liner didn't smudge. Like, I waited a long time. It was something else. Like, I don't know if it came from my eraser or something. Really annoying, but no matter how hard I tried, it couldn't go away. So I decided to just deal with it, and I tried my best to go over it with the skin color, but it's still there. Like, you can still see it. It's okay though. I mean, if you look from afar, just look from afar and you can pretend like it's not there. It's okay. It's the same thing. And I also really like drawing this one because the angle on this was cool. It was kind of like a 3/4 slash side angle. So I had to draw the puffy jacket on how it would look from there. And that was interesting to think about. I was like, wait, so would the puffs be going out or would it just be smooth on the back? And I ended up going with puffs on the back, just to make it look like a real puffy jacket. It was also interesting to try to figure out how his feet would be because, I don't know, like I said, I don't know a thing about skateboarding, so I had to look at a few references on how they place their feet on the skateboard, and it's like one is on it and then one was slightly angled like on top of it. So I don't know. Maybe just by drawing it, I can learn how to skateboard. That would be pretty cool. I don't know about that though, because I remember this one time I tried to skateboard at the store and then I fell completely flat on my back. Ever since then, I did not want to skateboard, and I can't picture myself doing it now either. As you may tell, I drew him with Nikes, and I think it's an important detail in the movie. I think in the second movie at least, when he gets the self-lacing shoes, by the way, those self-lacing shoes are so cool. If they had those in real life, I would so get them. But when he has the self-lacing shoes, I'm pretty sure they make a comment about how they're Nike shoes. I don't know why, but I remember something like that. So I decided it'd be important to include that he's wearing Nikes. He does wear Nikes in the first movie too, so that's why. I just thought it was important to include it. And I made it like the same red as the vest. That's the thing, when you're drawing, you can make the colors match perfectly, like the same red on the shoes, the same red on the jacket, even though it's never that perfect in real life. But it's one of the guilty pleasures in drawing. You can make the colors just match perfectly. And then for the skateboard, I'm not really sure if this is even accurate to the movie, but I made a skateboard like gray and then it had this green and purple stripe. I didn't pay that close of attention to a skateboard. I just made it gray and did whatever. Um, I don't know. I don't think that was too big of a detail. I mean, he does like to skateboard in the movie, but I don't think they ever show like a shot of what a skateboard really looks like. That's why it was hard for me to figure it out. So I just took some creative liberties and imagined what it would look like in my head. But yeah. Oh yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to go over that mouth again, and it's not working. And here I'm adding that plaid pattern I was talking about. It wasn't difficult to add, I just had to be very light with my hand. That way the stripes didn't look too thick or dark, so that it wouldn't take away from the look it's supposed to have. And there you guys have it. There are my drawings of Marty McFly. I'm super happy with the way they turned out, and it's all thanks to the wonderful OHUHUs. Please give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Bye guys!